NFL football fans of all teams, whether it's the Steelers, whether it's Chicago, whether it's the Cowboys. Thanks for joining us for another late night episode of the No Cap Recap on the Know It Alls channel. You got a couple of the homies here, myself, Tate, and the homie Pay. Pay, what's happening, man?
What's good, Tate?
Not too much, man. Not too much. Watch what I thought was a good game. Did you think it was a good game?
It was definitely dramatic. Clutch. The clutch touchdown from Jamar Chase sealed the deal in dramatic fashion. Like I said, the boy has a flair for making dramatic plays, especially when you need it most.
That's the 18th touchdown reception by him this year.
No, I think is it 18? He has 18 touchdowns.
I'm pretty sure they said that's the most since 2022.
No, they say he has 18 40-yard touchdowns, the most since he came into the league. I was going to say, if he got 18 touchdowns, put him in an MVP conversation. There's no way they should have 5 wins if he got 18 touchdowns himself. But yeah, I thought that game was pretty entertaining.
13 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. But man, what look, the Cincinnati Bengals, if they was winning some of these close games that they've lost, where their defense has given up 30 plus points in the games they've lost, that they've scored 30 points themselves. If they were winning a few of those games, what they just went to 5-8.
Yeah.
If they had won 3 of those games and were 6-5, especially if they're 7-4, the Bengals looking at potentially MVP in Joe Burrow, Offensive Player of the Year in Jamar Chase, and Defensive Player of the Year in Trey Hendrickson. Would they all be viable for each one of those awards?
The first two more than the last one. Not to take anything away from Trey Hendrickson, but if they were winning those games, you didn't say they were playing better defense. But Trey Hendrickson, I think him being on this defense takes any shot away from him from getting any real look at that award. None of the people that vote on that award is going to look at that team in any respect.
Even leading the league in sacks.
Even leading the league in sacks.
Wow. Okay. I think he'd be a top 3 candidate if nothing else. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the live chat checking us out. Claude Bishop in the building, per usual. Danny Littlejohn. What up, homie? Said what up to myself and you, Pay.
Sorry, Claude. Your best friend, your tormentor, your jailer. He's not here tonight. Don't know where he's at. Hopefully he's safe. Hey. He's probably doing something.
Hey, Pay. He get a fine, don't he? This is a no call, no show, ain't it?
This is a no call, no show. big no call, no show, big fine. He's probably playing that video game that Tim Lyons told him to play months ago. He's probably finally catching up to that.
Oh, he kept putting that off, didn't
he? Yeah, he's scared. You know, that's what you do when you're scared. You don't want smoke.
Brent Howe in the building. What's up, man? What's up, homie? Quad Father in the building, man. G Stacks. Bad teams find a way to lose. Man, the dude, number 27, touching that punt was absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Just great, get the ball at midfield. Just get away from it.
Mm-hmm. Brain farts. And he said it. My man in the comments said it best. Bad teams find a way to lose all the time. Twice on Sundays.
Claus, that's why it's going to be a good show. He's tormenting Big G. Big G ain't even here to defend himself. What up, Gavin? What up, GA? But yeah, Pay, man, let's go ahead and pull the scoreboard up and get this thing started. Matter of fact, real quick, let's take a quick break. Then we're only gonna have one more short break, and we can just get in, leave out, and call it a night. B Dirt in the building. What's B Dirt saying? No invite. This one for me. Hey, B Dirt, you usually be sleep, but I'm gonna send you the link right now, man. So Pay, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We're watching on YouTube. We'll be right back with B Dirt in the building. Just pause for the call so I have to hear some words from our sponsors and advertisers on the audio side. But we're not going nowhere. And we're back on the no cap recap. Your boy Pay Tate, B Dirt should be joining us shortly. Danny Littlejohn was questioning you specifically, B Dirt. So we're here waiting on. Hey, y'all, don't think I wouldn't include B Dirt. B Dirt already told us when we started this, the beginning of the season, oh, I'll be asleep at that time. I guess I should have considered the Bengals were playing, so he's probably up. But I still feel like he just go to bed after the game, which he probably would if they lost, but they got to win. That's win number 5 for the Bengals. So, man, B Dirt got a little extra pep in his step tonight, you know? So, Pay, let's go ahead and get started, man. If B Dirt show up, then we're going to let him in the – okay, take your time, B Dirt. We'll save tonight's game till you actually join us. But I'm going to pull up the scoreboard, Pay. We could talk about the Thursday game first. So yeah, man, the Thursday game. Your Chicago Bears division, the Packers and the Lions. What do you think about that one, Pay?
I would have thought this was the best game of the going into this week. I thought this was going to be the best game of the week, but it's got some competition after late Sunday afternoon and definitely Monday night.
What Sunday afternoon game you talking about?
Bills, Rams.
That was an exciting game. That wasn't no good game, really.
Well, for this week, it is in the running for best game of the week.
Yeah, it might be that game number 2 or 3 if I had to dissect it. But yeah, but no defense played. What was the score?
42-44.
42-44?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a better game than I thought. The Rams scored the last touchdown and Buffalo didn't score again, but I guess they did. But yeah, so so back to Detroit versus Green Bay.
Detroit, they pull out another win. They're on a 11-game winning streak. They continue their dominance against the whole NFL. What was interesting to me is that the Packers kept the game close, and they barely even used Jordan Love. He threw the ball 20 times at total, but they got all their offensive spark from Josh Jacobs. He was running like a madman out there, but the Lions they held firm. They were able to do what they could do best: score, get timely stops, and continue and score again. Now they now have clinched a playoff berth, the first one in the NFC total. They still have a couple more games in the division, so that division is still up for grabs. Unlike in the NFC East, where the Phillies are about to run away with that whole thing. But yeah, I thought the game was.
You called them Phillies on purpose?
Like on the Phillies?
You said the Phillies enjoyed that thing. I thought you was just calling everything Philly, because I was about to say, well, the Bears must really be the Cubs. That's what they playing like. That was just gonna be a shot at you though. But
No,
go ahead.
maybe Freudian slip.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the Lions, they clinched the playoff berth. They're 12-1. The only team that's even close to them is Philadelphia Eagles. They're one game behind, who also had, they had a big win last week. We'll talk about them what they did this week later. But yeah, the Packers, they fall to 9-4, one game ahead of the DC Commanders, who are holding on to the last playoff spot in the NFC.
So Detroit, man, I for some reason think Detroit's been the best team through this year. Detroit beat Kansas City, I think. With some of the, hey, I'm not gonna say they're getting lucky. They winning 15 straight one-score games isn't luck. But they can't keep living like this, man. I'm telling you. But I think Detroit's injuries are gonna catch up with them. And if teams stop just biting on the play action, man. Because that's the best play action game I've seen. As far as a team since the 49ers was at their peak a couple years ago. Everything they draw up is wide open for Jared Goff, man.
Oh yeah, they do have a very, very good play design. They got guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 wide receiver in the league, who's just very smart. He sits in the middle of the zone. He's always open.
Show you said Jaylen Brown was top 5. I got to get off your top 5s, Pay. Well, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and number 5 ain't St. Brown.
He's better than at least 2 of those guys you named. But back to what I was saying. St. Brown, he knows how to find an opening in the zone. He sits down, so he's always open. Same thing with
it's schematics. Put him on another team. He's doing the same thing. Been doing the same thing for a couple of years that Ayuk did last year.
If he can do it on the same team and he can do it anywhere he goes, then that furthers my point that he's a very good wide receiver.
I said put him on a different team. He's not going to produce like he's producing in Detroit.
How do you know this?
I don't, because he getting paid. He getting paid less than every receiver I named because he's not working.
He was the first one to get 30.
So you said he set the market.
He set the market.
Okay, go ahead, continue on.
Him, Laporta always find a way to be open, and then they got the Sonic and Knuckles doing the background.
Drawing up a way, Pay. It's this offense.
Tate, their offense is drawn up very well. That's exactly what I said. They're always open based on the scheme they're running.
A way to get open, as if they just shaking somebody off the line of scrimmage. They're not.
That is irrelevant. If they're running around in man coverage and shaking people off, you need to scheme people open more than you need to have guys who just beat coverage.
You could be right.
And to that point, their offense is extremely good. It's hard to defend. They got this 2-headed monster coming out of the backfield who can equally run the ball and receive out of the backfield. Jared Goff, when he's on top, when he's playing his best, he doesn't throw an incomplete pass. And then they got Jameson Williams who can go over the top of you at any point. They are extremely dangerous. And to that point, their defense, even though they're banged up a lot on that side of the ball, they are very opportunistic. They will make sure you have to reckon for them each side of the way.
Well, that's a comment about the Bears from Brother Man. Bears are still rebuilding, so need some time along with. We have a much high expectation that it cripples progress. We have a much high expectation. I think expectations went out the window 6 weeks ago. I saw potential when they was 4-2. They're just the regular old Bears now. I would say we can talk about more when we get to it, but I want to address the comment. But so, Pay of Detroit, Minnesota and Philly. Who represent the NFC in the Super Bowl?
Detroit.
Okay, I got Philly. I got a feeling, sneaky feeling, you about to see a Super Bowl matchup this weekend.
Top 5 wide receivers in the league.
It's St. Brown one. It's St. Brown one.
Oh, just listen to it. It's coming right out right now. OLI, Puka Nakua.
Yeah, I said that yesterday.
Number 5, AJ Brown. Number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 3, CeeDee Lamb. Number 2,
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Number 1 right now, Jamar Chase.
I agree. So you said 6 people though.
OLI, outside looking in.
Outside looking in. You did say that. Okay. See, I would put Puka Nakua over St. Brown. Then I would have St. Brown maybe outside looking in. That's 6-7 range, but not top 5. Me.
Top 5.
Me.
Look at his numbers at the end of the year. Top 5.
Won't be better than Puka.
Yeah, they will be.
Sure will.
Puka missed half the year.
He did miss time. So average per game won't be better than Puka.
Yes, they will be.
No, they definitely won't.
I don't think you know Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Bet corner time on that. I'm not even looking. Bet corner time on that. That per game average. Okay.
Per game average of what? Catches?
Reception, yards. Yeah. I won't say touchdowns because he played.
Well, that's the triple play right there. I mean the triple crown.
Okay, so B Dirt, real quick, what do you think about the Detroit Green Bay game Thursday?
I feel like the over hit early, like Pay Dirt said it would, and then that 3.5 for Green Bay hit too. So, I mean, I feel like it was a great game, and win. But no, I was surprised. I actually thought Detroit was a little susceptible with so many injuries on defense. They just keep plucking guys out of thin air that keep playing well. So,
okay, let's jump right to this Monday night game, man. We got your Bengals versus the Dallas Cowboys. Do Mod owe you something, man?
Yes, he said that he's going to pay up the bet on the know-it-alls before Christmas.
Why before Christmas? Why not next week?
Man, I don't know. I don't run that.
You got to get the hat first.
He's got to order a hat. I don't know. Listen, I'll give him a break too because right now I'm ordering stuff off Amazon. Normally comes next day or 2 days. It's taking 4 or 5. So
like 2 or 3 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So
you may have to send it back because it don't fit.
He's gonna. I don't know. What do you hold? Is that pothole cover size? Whatever Mod's hat size is. He's going to wear a Bengals hat for an entire show. Makes me feel good because I had to wear a Cowboys hat. And that have been watching for a while.
Go ahead and speak on your team, B Dirt. What do you think tonight?
I think that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are elite. I think that our running game is averaging almost 4.5 yards a carry with Chase Brown, and for some reason we don't give the man the ball. So if we keep playing this way, we're going to keep doing the same things. They're teeing off on us with a pass rush because we weren't keeping them honest. We were able to effectively run the ball when we ran it and refused to run it. Zach Taylor doesn't call it whatsoever. And at the end of the day, we had to have a dumb luck play and able to win this game. We should have lost this game too.
Okay, Pay, your thoughts on the game, man.
As stated, very dramatic. Jamar Chase has a penchant for the dramatic and coming up in the clutch. About time that the Bengals were able to have the ball right there at the right point of the time in the fourth quarter to win the game. and snuff out a team. They was on the bad side of the possession battle a lot of times this season. The Dallas Cowboys. Rico Dowdle's going to be good next year when the team is actually back healthy or whatever. But another lost season. G's probably going to be right. They're probably in that. They're probably fighting to get into that Shador Bowl, but maybe just another lost season in Dallas. But still got the Longhorns.
I agree with you about Dowdle too, but listen, man, if that guy on special teams doesn't touch the ball after a blocked punt, we're not having the same conversation.
True.
Yeah, I agree. That was just we already said that when we talked about the game initially for a second. It just was a dumb play by the Cowboy. Completely dumb.
Yeah, you know how bad it is when it makes me almost feel bad for Mod.
Hey man, it's kind of like you. We played poker that year. You having pocket aces and getting beat by trip tens. Just victory stolen from the jaws of defeat. That's how it goes sometimes.
Sure does.
So congratulations. I mean, that's why I'm glad we beat the Bengals last week, man. Really, I am, because I'm lightweight scared of the Bengals, man. I mean, they know us. They match up well against us. I didn't want to see them in the playoffs. No way, no how.
So it looks like Joe Burrow's game tonight puts him back on top of the league as far as passing yards and passing touchdowns.
Okay. I mean, I think Joe Burrow was having an MVP. It would be, if the Bengals were winning, it'd just be between Burrow and Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley at this point.
He's got 38 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and leads the league in passing yards, completing just under 70% of his passes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely, those numbers are, well, you got big time number. We'll just say big time numbers. But yeah, okay. So enough about that game. Let's go on to the next game. Let's talk about the Steelers Browns game. That's the next game up. What do you think about that one, Pay?
George Pickens was inactive for the game after taunting the Browns and their best corner, Greg Newsome, during the week. That's a red card if I ever heard of one, right? But no issues for the Steelers as they win 27-14 and avenge an earlier loss to the Browns. Question: what's up with Pickens' hamstring?
It just happened in practice on Thursday, Friday. He wanted to play, but they decided to hold him back because this game they thought they could win without him. So yeah, he didn't play. So, what do you think about the division game, B Dirt?
I mean, this is one of those. I said it when they went to Cleveland. It was one of the division trap games that Tomlin's teams sometimes have that knack for playing down to teams in between big games. And I did not do it this time. I thought they played a very sound game. It literally cleaned up some of the issues you guys were having last year, not only at quarterback, but at middle linebacker, at defensive back, really addressed the spots. To me, it's what you guys did in the offseason as much or more as what you're doing in season that I think is really showing up right now, and you're playing good ball.
Yeah, man. Last week we beat the Bengals, and in a game I needed to see, and needed to see us be able to score some points and win a shootout game. was against the Bengals defense, but the Baltimore Ravens got credit when they beat the Bengals 35-34. You know what I mean?
So Jaden Daniels is making a season out of it.
So what I'm saying, the Bengals defense is bad all the time. If you're going to beat them because they can score points, you got to get them in a shootout. So the Steelers were able to do that. I don't care who the defense is. You know, we end up scoring 37 points on offense and 44 the defensive touchdown. So, you know, I was pleased with that game. This game, it was a good, gritty AFC North win. It was ugly. You know, it was some defensive struggle at first, really. I mean, Jameson or Russ really didn't do much. Russ got a little bit heated in the second half, threw 2 touchdown passes. The defense does what the defense does. And if you guys don't know, that's why I get them on my fantasy team, because they cause turnovers. Turnovers score points on fantasy defenses. So, you know, I like their defense. They're number 1 in turnovers, number 6 in total defense. So I can live with that if you're turning the ball over. But yeah, man, so I thought it was a good win for Pittsburgh. We're gonna go to the next game real quick. Well, first, let me pull this up, hey. And analyze that for me. 13.1 to catch, 10.7 to catch. 54. I don't know how many games he played, but 54 receptions for 708 yards. So he has 155 less yards, but 27 less receptions. Puka Nacua over St. Brown all day. That's all I'm saying.
Because he has a higher catch average?
Because he's a better wide receiver.
And you didn't make that point, but we can go to the next game.
Yeah, because you don't want to admit that you're wrong.
Or I want to get done with this before 1 a.m.
Puka Nacua has never had a better season than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Last year he did.
Well, yeah, okay.
So
but he's not a better. Year. But he's not a better receiver. He's just not.
Okay. But next game, and we'll go take our last break. The next game is and we can go as fast as you want to, Pay. So you go ahead. We'll put the game up, and you go ahead and just tell us what you think. If me and B Dirt got something to say, we say. The Saints and the Giants. Probably not much to say about that.
Now, the Saints got a narrow victory as Derek Carr left the game with another serious injury. The Giants, they're one of the many 3-10 teams. They're already in the Shedeur Sanders Bowl, and the Saints, they probably shouldn't have won this game because they need to be in that same bowl.
Right. So, but the Giants let the Saints block a field goal that would have tied the end, a relatively makeable field goal. They're going to like 35 to 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So with these field goal units breaking down in the game. Real quick, another one you may have forgot about, Pay, exciting game. The Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah, that was now that, as you say, that was exciting. I don't know if it was a good game, but it was exciting. Down 8 late in the fourth quarter, Miami keeps their playoff hopes alive with a come from behind overtime win over the New York Jets. A couple of notes out of this game. Aaron Rodgers broke that long streak he had of not throwing for 300 yards in a game. And Tua, he's the NFL leader in completion percentage. But not only that, he also has the highest completion percentage in NFL history right now.
That's a nugget I didn't know about. Just
a shade higher than Drew Brees when he broke the record, I want to say, back in 2017 or 2018, something like that.
I got to be about 75, 76%, 74%.
Right in there.
Okay.
Do you think people will give a lot of the credit to the offense rather than Tua? That seems to be the narrative with him.
That's definitely the narrative, and I would agree with that narrative. I think is one of those timing offenses. It's not necessarily like this is a terrible comparison, so don't take the names, don't excuse the names, but Dan Marino, somebody like him, another former Dolphin quarterback, it isn't just him hiking the ball, getting the ball, and scanning the field and drilling it to the guy who flashes open. They move on timing in Tua's offense. Everything's set in motion, everything's on schedule. So a lot of his throws, not to take anything away from him, a lot of his throws are built into being open, just like as I was saying about the Detroit Lions offense. Everything's schemed that way. So it's not necessarily the same as a great quarterback drilling the ball into tight windows. It's more so, it's a great scheme, and he's just the guy who's, he's just a conductor on a fast moving train.
Afton had a good comment, by the way, Tate.
Yeah, let me know if it's a good comment because I'm not on that screen.
She said, "Too bad Tua can't play in the cold. Cold weather's definitely been his kryptonite."
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, Afton. I'd say some of the same things again about Detroit. Schemed up offense. Jared Goff is lucky to play indoors where he's played all his career. I mean, so I'm not necessarily
Speaking of Detroit, Amon-Ra St. Brown had more receptions than Puka last year, had more yards than Puka last year, had more touchdowns than Puka last year, but you do have Puka had more yards per catch, slightly higher than Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think there's a pattern.
Amon-Ra had 7 straight games with a touchdown this year, too.
What's the total yard number?
It's 1515 to 1486, pretty close. 119 catches to 105, and 10 touchdowns to 6.
Okay, yeah, all right. I think Puka himself is more of an individual playmaker, bigger target, everything than Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not saying he's not good; he's just not better than Puka to me. But let's go ahead and take a quick break, guys. Come back and wrap this thing up. This is our second break, so this is the last and final one. If you're watching on YouTube, we're not going nowhere. We're going to try to get out here in the next 20 minutes. Listen to audio. We got here a few words from our partners and pay some bills. We'll be right back after this. And we're back on a no cap recap with the homies Pay and B Dirt. Afton's comment. I guess she's talking about had a better QB than Puka, so she must be talking about Goff. Yeah. I don't know that he's better.
Well, yeah, Stafford didn't play a lot last year, did he?
I think he might have been hurt about 4 or 5 games, but no, so I mean, but the Lions traded Stafford. The Rams traded for Stafford to get rid of Goff. So I'm not going to say Puka because, as I said on one of the shows this weekend, Matt Stafford's a top 10 all-time quarterback from the pocket. I strongly believe that. Derek Goff is good when stuff is schemed up for him. He came around when Sean McVay started scheming him up, but he couldn't get him over the top. They traded for the elite quarterback in Stafford. Now he's going to Detroit and getting things schemed up for him, just what he's used to since he's been good. Because I remember when he played for the Rams and Jeff Fisher, not good at all. But on to the next game real quick. What you pondering on, Pay?
I was trying to remember him playing for Jeff Fisher.
Oh yeah, terrible. Might have just been his rookie year. Could have been first 2 years. Jaguars Titans, Pay.
Oh wow, Titans.
I think in the picks you picked the Titans though.
I did. This was supposed to be a cake for the Titans to continue to keep their season alive, keep their little dwindling playoff chances alive. No Trevor Lawrence. Travis Etienne has been, I don't even think he's a feature back anymore. But Titans still have a top defense. They are at home. The Jags haven't won in Tennessee. They've only won one time in Tennessee in the last 10 tries. This was all supposed to be tight. This is supposed to be easy money for the Titans. Psych! Jaguars went into Tennessee, went into their building and won that game. They haven't won a game since mid-October, but they got this one. Like I said, no Trevor Lawrence, no problem. Tank Bigsby scored the only touchdown of the game late.
Pay. No Trevor Lawrence, and Jacksonville still better quarterback than Tennessee.
That's ridiculous. Well, to be fair, Will Levis did get hurt in this game too.
And they brought in Mason Rudolph.
Yep,
I don't think Will Levis is the guy.
I don't think Tennessee has a guy.
No, they don't. But I'm saying moving forward, so why we care if Will Levis got hurt? He's not the guy.
Well, I mean, he's the one that prepared to play all week. So he's getting all the QB1 snaps. He's getting all the preparation. So, he was supposed to be the one out there. You can't really throw the backup guy in there and expect him to, do the same thing.
But so that's an upset, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to the line, not a big upset, but to me, they had no business losing this game. But again, Will Levis did get hurt as well.
Titans was favored by 3, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think a 3.5.
Yeah. So what's that? That's a touchdown turnaround. B Dirt, come to you about the Falcons Vikings. What do you think about that game? Is Kirk Cousins washed, man?
Man, how do you say it? He was who we thought he was. Like, he's never been an elite quarterback. He's just been, when he has great weapons around him, he's pretty good.
A jack.
Just a guy. So, listen, the best thing about the week is, Tate, somehow you got another push.
The third one of the year?
Man, third one of the year. You took the Dolphins over the Jets. Jets plus 6-point game. You're the only one that's getting the push.
So do them games count as ties?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I got 3 ties on my record for the season.
That's right.
Wow. And the only one that got any?
Only one.
Wow, that don't typically happen, does it?
It's very odd.
Okay, so B Dirt, do you think Minnesota's for real?
So their team is for real, yes. But when they get into the playoffs and these games that are really going to matter, how much do you trust Sam Darnold going against the elite teams of the NFC? Or if they are fortunate enough to get to the AFC, there's 6 quarterbacks in the AFC I trust more than him, if not more.
6 playoff team quarterbacks?
Nope, didn't say that.
Just 6 quarterbacks. Okay, all right.
So I don't. Good story. I think they, they're obviously a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to threaten for a championship yet.
Right. Okay. Respect. So the next game, what do you say, Pay?
Nothing.
The next game, I'll take this one. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Panthers. Philly pulled out a win in a much closer game. I think I lost that one. I picked Philly to cover.
You definitely did. Yep.
Which would have been winning by 13. Terrible. I mean, Panthers.
They made them sweat too in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They did. I think Philly's looking forward to this week coming. They play Pittsburgh, so I think they just let one get played close. Saquon over 100 again. I think he's still on pace for Eric Dickerson's all-time record for a season.
He needs to average 121 yards over the last 4 games to break the record.
Doable.
Very doable. He might have another 140 or 150 in him somewhere down the line.
But that's 17 games versus 16 games, though, right?
That is true, Leader. You're right about that. So, to me,
wasn't it a 14-game schedule back then?
No, it was 16.
It was 16.
Yeah, that was 84, 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Eric Dickerson, Mark Allen were all-time favorite running backs.
Well, wasn't it 88?
No, I wasn't 88. He was with the Colts in 88.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah. It was like his rookie season. They played the 85 Bears defense.
It was
Mm.
1984, rushed for
Yeah.
2,105 yards.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I see. You was not here yet, Pay. I was a little fella. Remember that stuff, man.
Nope.
But I still think the Eagles are the best team. I think if they play even in Detroit, I think they win. I think they got the best skill players. But the Lions have the best two running backs, but Philly has the best running back, the best two receivers, and the Lions got the better tight end. Offensive line, Detroit's probably best, but Philly's like right behind them. And I'm taking Jalen Hurts over Jared Goff when it's winning time in the fourth quarter because he's a dual threat. All Jared Goff can do is stand back there in the pocket and hope to be able to throw. But Philly gonna send that defensive line, them edge rushers at him. It's gonna be some heat coming. But so go ahead, Pay. I hear you shuddering.
Eagles might have the most talented wide receiver duo. They had to battle the Los Angeles Rams for that title, though. But I think there might be a little bit of issue with the Philadelphia passing offense. I'm not too convinced that this offense is clicking the way it should be, especially from the air.
I don't disagree, but I say the offensive coordinator can't scheme things up like Ben Johnson in Detroit. But I think they want to pass when necessary. They go off play action. They want to run the ball, whether it's Saquon, whether it's Hurts, whether it's hitting AJ Brown on a quick crossing route and let him be physical. That's what they want to do, and I think that works against Detroit. Hence Jacobs just really having a heck of a game against them Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Dan Campbell and what's the boy from Philly name? Coach
Sirianni.
I think they the two most risk-taking coaches in the league.
Shooter McGavins.
Right. So that could be a good one.
I agree with you on that aspect for sure. When you got 7 guys on IR on defense,
yeah,
people are gonna be able to run across the middle on you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hey, back at you, man. The Raiders and the Bucks.
The battle of the pirate euphemisms. O'Connell had another botched snap fumble, and the Raiders continue to be stuck in neutral. In fact, stuck in the mud. In fact, stuck in Loserville. Baker Mayfield had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the first half, and Zamir White came to the rescue in relief of injured Bucky Irving, who left early in the game with a tight back. He had 90 yards and a touchdown on 17 carries. The Bucks, after we all talked about the Atlanta Falcons, who have lost 4 games in a row, the Bucks now lead the NFC South
with like a 7-6 record.
Yes.
Okay. No, but the Raiders. Does Antonio Pierce make it to another season?
No.
Set up for failure, by the way.
Yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Antonio Pierce, he won the job last year, being a great interim head coach. But I think some of his histrionics, some of his stuff behind the scenes, obviously there's thoughts that he ran Devontae out of town. Some of the things he says in press conferences, calling his team trash, just all that type of stuff that doesn't ingratiate you to your team, right? And after a while, they're gonna say, you know what, it's easier for us to find another coach than it is for us to build up another roster. So, adios, muchachos, as Big G would say. And don't think this is just par for the course for Antonio Pierce, because if he loses his job, he'll never get another head coaching job again ever, unless it's on a high school level.
Why? Because he black?
No, well, not only because of that, but
Right.
well,
But that's a factor in it. Black coaches don't usually get second opportunities.
well, I think Antonio Pierce has done a lot of work. He's done a lot of work to build himself up as with a good head coaching, with a good coaching resume. He's done the work. He's got a lot of people, in his camp supporting him, right? But he's at that no show in college football. So if he can't go back to college to be a coach, that's it for him because he won't be one in the NFL. Not with this track record.
Not even a position coach.
Well, yeah, head coaching. Head coaching is out the game.
Okay. B Dirt. Seahawks Cardinals, man.
I don't understand the Cardinals. Every time you think that you're starting to see a glimmer of hope, and they're turning the corner, they're running the ball with physicality, they're playing better defense. Kyler Murray has a pretty good game. Bam. They drop a new video game, and this guy's 0-3.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
What game is there really a thing?
Yes.
100% 0-3 since Call of Duty dropped.
Wow.
Oh, wow. He loses focus.
He's putting a little bit of emphasis on what you said in the last game there, B Dirt. The real shooter McGavin.
I mean, does he have a booster seat?
Wow.
Like on his gaming chair? Like, I don't know how that works.
He got a nice contract, so I know he has the best gamer seat there you can possibly have.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cardinals had me fooled early this season.
Mm-hmm.
And listening to the homie Colin Coward. He was big on the Cardinals, but they, again, showing to be the Cardinals. I can't understand how Kyler Murray hasn't developed a rapport through practice and everything with Marvin Harrison. I mean, what is he? He don't want him to be a bigger star than him? I don't know. I mean, what's good for him is good for you. So I don't understand that not being one of the dynamic duos in the league as far as quarterback to receiver, especially with Kyler's mobility, running some type of boot, rolling out, getting Marv to one side with a one-on-one or a crosser. I don't understand it.
Well, that goes back to being able to scheme it up.
You're right. Well, what Cliff Kingsbury is doing now in Washington, I mean, it's looking like he could do a lot with this offense now with Kyler Murray and James Conner.
I think we've seen enough out of Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach.
You'll see more. Let's go to the Bears and the 49ers, Pay.
We won't see him in Chicago. We better not, at least.
I think you guys got to pair Caleb with an offensive mind. And what he did with Nate Daniels this year, I can see it. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I can see it though.
Hopefully, an offensive mind that can win games, not just one that can draw plays. San Francisco won this game. San Francisco had this game wrapped up by halftime.
Coordinator? Would you take as offensive coordinator?
Sure, he's a great OC, just not a good head coach.
All right, go ahead about the game.
San Francisco had this game wrapped up by halftime. They out gained the Bears by 300 yards at halftime.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams was sacked almost as many times as he had completions in the first half. 5 completions, 4 sacks.
Aren't some of those on him? Some of those I saw on him.
Well, all sacks. Well, not all sacks are going to be on the offensive line. Some of them are on him. Yeah, he's a rookie. Sometimes he holds the ball a little too much. Stuff like that. Sometimes he needs to see it. That's sometimes. Sometimes he's looking for guys to, get deeper into their route before he lets the ball go. And some of it's just gun shy. The offensive line, the Bears set a new record. This is the most sacks they've given up to this point in their franchise history. He's been sacked over 50 times already. So some of it is looking at the rush when he should be looking downfield, which is a strength of his. He can evade some pressure. He can step up in the pocket. He keeps his eyes down the field more so than our previous quarterback. But at this point, at this clip, at the clip he's getting sacked now, it's human nature for him to be looking I see it. I see it coming. Pause. I'm trying to, dance a little bit when I should have my eyes down the field. But, it is what it is at this point. The Bears lose their 7th in a row. As I said, they now have a sack record, and they gave up this record. And Nick Bosa wasn't even playing yesterday, which is just god awful. San Francisco, they break a 3-game losing streak as well. So they keep alive in that crowded NFC West, 1 game behind the Seattle Seahawks, who did beat the Arizona Cardinals and still tied with the LA Rams. No, 1 game behind the Rams. I'm sorry.
I paid my bet yesterday from way back in the summer when I bet the Bears would win 10 games.
Mm-hmm. I got a bet I got to pay with my work uncle. He's a Steeler fan. He watches the show sometime. I owe that man about $350.
Well, I wasn't that bad. I owe 50. I paid yesterday, and I got another 50 going his way because I bet that they finished with a better record than the Commanders, going rookie on rookie quarterback. Bears let me down all across the board this year.
Yeah, it let down a lot of people this year, but it's always darkest before the dawn. At least that's what I tell myself to help me go to sleep.
And Kingsbury gonna turn them boys around next year.
Nope.
Hey, B Dirt, the Bills and the Rams.
Best game of the week.
Hey, Pay was on that too, but it was Packers, Lions, and the Rams, Bills.
I thought this one took the cake for me. It just wouldn't. The Bills would not go away. I mean, the Rams seemed like they had that game under control 2 or 3 different times, and Josh Allen would just come back and do something miraculous. I saw what he ended up having on a standard league, like 51.8 points as a quarterback in fantasy football standard league.
He had 65 points
in your league, which is the windmill and all the stuff. It's set up very odd. But in a standard league, you have 51.8.
Because I think in standard league, touchdowns passing are 4 points.
Oh, that's way back in the day. No, standard 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's all we get is 6 a touchdown, 6 a rushing touchdown.
I think you have bonuses built in for yards or something.
It is. If you go over a certain amount, yeah, it is. It is. Okay.
That's what.
And defenses are juiced up.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed it's the things that you draft are juiced up. I've noticed. Now
that's
in year 2, I've started figuring it out. Year 1, I just drafted like it was a normal league, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting my tail kicked over here. Why does that quarterback have 70 points, and this wide receiver or this defense has, 35 points, and my wide receiver had $150 and 2 touchdowns. He's got 22 points. I don't understand." So I figured it out. You
get like 3 points for interceptions, 2 points for fumble recovery. I mean, sacks are worth like 3 points. It's just juiced up. Because when I started the league, we've been doing this for 8 or 9 years now. I want defense to be more of a factor in it because that's an important side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So Bears bets you guys were talking about. Are 2 teams from the NFC North going to sweep the Bears? Did that happen yet?
I'm paying Big G, but did it happen?
No, it's not happened yet.
Bears play the Vikings Thursday? No, next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a potential sweep. Detroit has swept them.
No, we haven't played. We only played Detroit once.
Okay, on Thanksgiving. Did Green Bay sweep them? Or they still play everybody one more time?
Yes.
Okay, like Pittsburgh, they had 6 of their last 7 or 8 games against division opponents.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one gonna come home for Big G though. Them boys are spiraling, man.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
But yeah, B Dirt. So were you done with the Bills Rams?
I mean, 44-42, it wasn't a lot of defense to talk about, but there's a heck of a lot of exciting offense. I mean, the number 6 wide receiver in the league had one of the greatest catches of the year with the toe drag swag on the line there.
What was
Puka
yesterday? What Puka's number yesterday?
I think 175 from scrimmage. That included his rushing. He had 175 or 177 and 2.
2 tubs. How many receptions?
I don't remember off the top of my head. That's all from memory.
Right. Okay. I think it was like 14. He was a difference maker in the game. But so is Cooper Kupp, though. And Matt Stafford is a guy at quarterback. He's an egg, not just jag. He's an egg. He's a guy.
No.
But yeah, man,
you're right.
Glad to see Buffalo lose for Pittsburgh's sake. I mean, and they played Detroit this week.
I think so.
Yeah, well, I'm rooting for Detroit again this week. I don't got nothing against Detroit. Y'all know I always pick Detroit over everybody when we made our picks the past few years, but now it might actually come to fruition. I want them to win this week against Buffalo. But so last game, I'll take it real quick, and you gotta tell me what you think. The Chargers and the Chiefs, Sunday Night Football. Chiefs escape again, 19-17. I mean, the Chargers played a good game, man. Defensively, especially in the second half, they was giving Pat Mahomes problems. That last play where they let Mahomes scramble, get the first down. Mahomes typically always come through in the clutch. Don't mean they don't have plays that they are favorable to the Chiefs. And I say they can't keep winning like this. I mean, so I don't know, but this is what I do think. I think the Chargers need to spend every one of their first 3 or 4 round picks on offensive skill players. A running back, a wide receiver, maybe 2 wide receivers, or a tight end. They need everything, but they need to give Justin Herbert some weapons. That's really been the problem because they got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams last year, and they didn't replace those guys. I mean, that's clearly the problem.
And
Eckler.
Lad McConkey's been playing hurt.
Well, Lad McConkey is a very good replacement. Wow. Let's just call him Lad. Lad, he's a lad. He's a very good replacement. Who else? They drafted I'm blanking on my boy name. They drafted in the first round. The other wide receiver.
Quentin Johnson.
They drafted him a couple of years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Quentin Johnson's having a resurgent season because they were thinking he was a bust. He had
to drops his first year.
Yeah, all he did was drop passes, and now all he does is catch touchdowns.
He had a few touchdowns this year, but he has probably just as many drops as he does touchdowns. Now he didn't drop yesterday. He played a great game yesterday. And that's what they need from him. If they get something from him, they could draft 1 receiver and a running back. You got Herbert some weapons.
As far as the running back, Eckler, I think they would phase Eckler out a long time ago. Just getting rid of him at some point you had to get rid of him. He's already 28, 29, 30, something like that. Older. Yeah. I mean, he's not really a real running back. He's a goal line back and a third down type back. He's not really a RB1. J.K. Dobbins had filled in for, had been great for him until he got hurt with another knee injury. That sucks for him.
I don't think he's ag moving forward. I think he's had enough injuries and stuff now. Need to consider replacement.
It's only so many knee injuries you can take, right?
Right. So that's a wrap up for week 14, the no cap recap. Here with the homies B Dirt and Pay. B Dirt, you want to close with anything, man?
Don't look too far into this Bengals win. Still played bad on defense. Still called the same offensive scheme. There's no reason to be averaging 5 yards a carry halfway through the fourth quarter and only have 10 carries. I don't believe in us, man. I mean, they're putting too much on Joe Burrow, and it's just unfortunate. Wasting a MVP season by this man.
Right. No, I agree. I agree definitely. And B Dirt, I talked to Pay for you jumped on. I said the Bengals already could have, they were winning, have the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. He'd be competing with Saquon Barkley for that, Jamar Chase. And the Defensive Player of the Year in Trey Hendrickson, because he's leading the league in sacks. And typically that goes to a guy that's leading in sacks.
Yeah, he's got a 1.5 sack lead right now over Myles Garrett. Jamar Chase has like a 400-yard lead in yards and has 15 touchdowns already. Like it's pretty staggering the numbers they're putting up. Joe Burrow has 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, has almost 250 yards more yards than Geno. Man, I don't know what else they could do as far as those core guys. I think they'd still have those numbers if they ran the offense the correct way, because I think they would stop some of the defensive pass rush from just pinning their ears back constantly. It's just frustrating. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch when I know that I'm not brilliant or smart with football, and I could sit there and see who's out of position. I knew what the Cowboys were checking to. Every single time they killed a play, they ran the ball. And we'd go move a safety and move this and stay in too high shell, and no one would come down. It's so frustrating to watch that as a civilian and be able to pick it up, not once in a while, but time after time after time. Team's not going to make any noise. Tate, you're fine. You can let your fears rest this year.
Yeah, well, they are since they're out of it. Now, don't worry about playing them as a 7th seed. But they legitimately scared me though. But yeah, man. So what's Gavin saying? A few years what's it say? Ago.
A few years ago.
Like the Bengals were building something. Now I'm not sure. I think it's a down season. I think the Bengals need to draft defense and maybe change the defensive coordinator, maybe change the head coach. I mean, I don't know if I believe in Zach Taylor fully. I mean, we watching Hard Knocks. He's the least intriguing coach in the division.
If you tuned into watching Running Through the Jungle, you'd have heard our feelings about him 6 weeks ago.
Right. I'm guessing somewhat similar.
Correct. Robert, I want to tell you something. Robert said, "B Dirt, you can always be a Steelers fan." At least, listen, I think Pay gets it. Pay and I have only known each other for a couple of years now. Tate definitely gets this. My loyalty ain't going nowhere.
Right. Been since before Tim Crumry got hurt in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So Pay, what about you, man? Beginning the podcast week tonight. So what you guys got going on? What's going on Run Through the Jungle, B Dirt, this week?
Well, I'm here to announce that I will not be on Running Through the Jungle on Wednesday. We'll be recording Pay Dirt. I will not be on the Homies on Friday. I will be with the lovely missus looking at possible places to have our wedding. So I will not be in town. I will be looking at wedding venues. So Enjoy your week. I'm on PTO.
I gotta throw a flag on a play. Michigan's not playing Saturday. You could have done this all Saturday. I'm just saying. You could have done it Saturday. You all not traveling to watch no football games.
I don't know if you know this.
The weekend was wide open, B.
I don't know if you know this, but wedding venues tend to be busy on Saturday.
Well, that's why you got to get your name on the list. Show up. Well, you know what? Take the week. Just take the whole week. Just get it done. Just be back by Friday.
I put PTO in for all but 3 days from now until January 2nd. So I'll do some catching up.
January 2nd, huh?
Can we get can you leave us with the pick'em records this week?
So I gave the pick'em records for
that's saying, are we still waiting on pay to get the complete pick'em record?
Yeah, more than likely. But I can send this over right now. So not this weekend that we're currently in, but the weekend before. Tate, you were 1-2. Pay, you were 2-1. Big G and B Dirt 3-0.
Wait, what?
That's right. Not this weekend we're in, but the weekend before, 2 of us went 3-0.
And I went 0-3.
0-3.
Wow.
Big G did what?
3-0.
Big G don't even know what a spread is. What the?
This is the first for everything.
Oh man, Tate with that tie again. Hold on a second. I'm doing this week right now. Tate had a pretty good week, man.
Well, I'm 2-0-1.
So you're 2-0-1. G's 2-1.
What?
I'm 2-1.
Ooh, Pay must be the loser for the week. Picking them Titans.
Pay is 1-2.
Okay. So I pick up a half game in the loss column on you guys.
You've picked up 3 half games in the loss column. I mean, man, I don't know. Might be a random drug test.
But Pay, what you got going on this week, man?
Today's always.
Were you part of the Central Showdown tonight?
Of course I was.
I meant to text you. I got caught out with my wife, man. See, B Dirt and Big G, we know what wives and stuff like that is. Pay talking about go to the wedding venue on Saturday. He ain't got there yet.
No, that's right. That's all the way correct. I'm married to the game. So married to the game. Today's a busy day. 3 podcasts up, 3 podcasts down. Check them out. They should be hitting your streams tomorrow. Pause. Bears review, no cap recap, Central Division Showdown. All where you get your podcasts. You know where to get them all from. FFSN, Know It Alls, Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel, and on the Bleachers to Speakers channel. All of those great shows. As for the rest of the week, Pay Dirt tomorrow. She'll be hitting your airwaves on Wednesday. And Homies on Friday. Always going to be a good time.
We're going to have a Roaring Reactions tomorrow that'll go on Run Through the Jungle. And I also wanted to say this. Big shout out, Pay. I watched, listen, I'm in food service. I've been in the food industry my entire life. I watched on the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. I saw your pizza review in New York. Nice stuff. Very well done. The only qualm I have is not all pizza needs to be cut in squares. Other than that, we're good. We're good. It's a very well done piece. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's a lot of fun too. You get to see a little more of Pay in his natural element. We'll leave it at that.
So are you? I'm a square guy. You a pie guy?
We know that. Oh wait, what? Oh, you still talking about pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about your new life, not your old life. Yeah. So I can go I'm not gonna say it. I can do either one.
You
I was gonna soft toss it for you, but I decided not to. But yeah, I could go either one. Listen, we got back in Lima. There's a place that's near dear to my heart, Fat Jack's Pizza. I tell people all the time it's my favorite, but it's not the best I've ever had. Not even close to the best I've ever had, but it's my favorite because it reminds me of my childhood. But I do like.
Wait, rank your top 3 pizzas from the crib in order.
From the crib. One of them ain't even open anymore.
What was that? Chuck's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my spot. That was the corner store of my elementary school. Just go there and get them big quarter pickles.
Yeah.
But no, Chuck's is a good pizza. But if you know who used to work there when he was in high school and knows the recipe, Pizza Man Q, Quincy White. Shout out Quincy White. He started his own spot where he makes them like Chuck's used to make them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So he worked there for about 7 or 8
Yeah, I don't even know. Listen, it was Fat Jack's and Fat Jack's only as far as
You don't like Beer Barrel?
Beer Barrel's good. Beer Barrel's good, yeah. There's a lot of good, but listen, I've had some great pizza now. And I work in pizza sales. So it's hard for me to comment on a lot of pizza. You know what I mean? I can't upset my buyer.
If you at home, it's Fat Jack's all the time.
Yeah, because it reminds me of my father.
Okay. I mean, Fat Jack's is my number one. And Chuck's is on that list too for all time. But I'm somewhere between Beer Barrel and Westgate. Enough you went to Westgate Bowling?
Westgate Lanes has a really good pie. You're right.
Right. Okay. But yeah, Pay, so that's it for you, man.
That's it for me. Shout out to Gavin Anthony. Appreciate it. I appreciate the shout out, the plug B. It took me a while to edit that video. It's been a lot of work to put that together, but I appreciate it.
You was in New York for push-up night.
Doing push-ups. Yeah. Hey, listen, brother man to you should shout that one out. Fiore's is legendary pizza in Pittsburgh. Not only is it legendary pizza, Fiore himself, that man is chef's kiss. Love that man. Good people out there.
Pay, that's probably to you.
How many dirty words got edited out? I know
how many is still in after. I know how many still in there.
He don't edit out words on Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan.
Some of them I do. The F ones I do. But the other ones are just too plentiful. I'm like, I'll be here all night trying to edit those out. But here's one. I went to one restaurant. I couldn't even post that one because it got it was a little. Let's just say it got me stricken down. I couldn't do it, but even without it, it was still a good video in my opinion.
Okay.
I thought you were going to share a table with a rat. That's all I'm going to leave.
I came this close, Peter.
When'd you upload that, Pay?
Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Okay, I'm gonna look for it. Check it out. I'm got a ride to the doctor here at 5:30 in the morning, 5:45 in the morning for a 7:30 appointment. But I'd rather get it over early, so I'm gonna look at that listen to that while I'm in the car on the way. The hour and 20-minute ride there because it's traffic out at 6 in the morning. But yeah, well, I got going on. No Cap recap starts the week for me. Well, actually, had I made it, the Central Showdown starts the week for me. Then there's the No Cap recap on Wednesday. We'll be back at you with Pump Your Brakes. Myself, Triple OG Shannon, and Big G. If he don't no call, no show again. And Friday will be the Homies and Homies OT. Who got OT this week? Obviously not B Dirt.
It's G.
It's G. G just did it last week.
G just did it last week. It's P. B G P. B G P. BGP. This is how things get all shuffled up.
You sure?
And then one time it was mine, and Paige just did one and showed up and was like, "I got it." All right.
Right.
As long as the homework gets done, who cares?
That's why I suggested we all come with a topic and make it that much easier. But okay, and the know-it-alls on Sunday. We'll probably on the homies. We'll get into the college football playoffs because Big G won't let us get away from that. The Heisman race, the pick 'em for, and maybe B Dirt. You can submit your picks like what 3 games this week or break them down 3 or 4. Well, it's usually not 4 each. That'd be 16 games. So it got to be 3.
All right. So hold on. I can do this. All I need, Tate, you give me the order that you want the 4 of us to go in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll take the however DraftKings lays them out is how I'll lay them out.
Okay. Well, we'll since he's not here to speak for himself, we'll let Big G go first.
Okay.
And B Dirt, you go second.
You got it?
I'll go third. And Pay can close it out.
Got it. I'll put them all together and send them over.
Okay, thanks, man. So yeah, with all that being said, we ran about 15 minutes longer than scheduled, but that's okay. We have fun with you guys. You guys have fun with us. Wait, after who's gonna get the big fine? Oh, Pay gonna get the big fine. Wait, Pay, do you like cheese, Pay? I guess
I'm assuming that's on pizza, not like a dirty word. I'm hoping it's not the other cheese, but cheese on pizza. Yes, I like cheese on my pizza.
Brother man said, how many push-ups you do, Pay?
How many I had to do that day? 65. Yeah, 65.
Yeah, he did 65. He ain't stopped till 53. Then he
I'll tell you right now, if Justin Fields don't get two receptions, I'm gonna have a field day with Big G doing 25.
He gonna cry his way out of it. He gonna no call, no show again.
I might drive to Lima and put my fist down there and be like, "You gotta hit the fist, all the way down."
Oh, he gotta do push-ups.
Yeah, 25. Big G bet pay 25 push-ups that Justin Fields would get over 1.5 catches on the season.
Yeah, he gonna rather give you Pay. Gonna rather give you 25 minutes. I would put boosted to 35 minutes.
He bet you 15 minutes corner time that Chop Robinson was gonna get 10 sacks. He got 3.5 right now.
And Chop got hurt yesterday.
I think 3.5.
He might be done.
I don't know what Herbig got though. He got more than 3.5.
4.5.
Okay.
But you have 2 different bets. You have 2 separate bets. You got Chop versus Herbig, and you got Chop over 10.
Oh yeah, Chop is done.
Big G said Chop over 10.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
15 each one.
At 55 minutes into our episode on August 16th. The receipts are ironclad, baby.
Yeah, it's really good having you around, man. Like I went to the doctor last week.
I'm good for your brand.
Yeah. My sister took me last week, and I got to go in the morning, and she just came in here as we've been doing the podcast. Went down to my basement to go to sleep and getting up and leaving here like 5:30 in the morning. So last week went to the doctor, and my wife typically goes with me. My niece has taken me a couple times, and my niece, she young, she don't ask no questions. My wife asks all the questions, but don't take notes. Go with my sister, she taking notes, like every word for word, and then sending in a text to me and my wife, said, "This is what went on at the doctor today." So B Dirt, you a stickler like her, or she's a stickler like you. You a little older. A
little bit.
Yeah. But all right, fellas, well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here at the hour 20 mark. But, thanks everybody for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe to all our podcasts. Frustrated Chicago, Run Through the Jungle, the Steel Curtain Network, and the Know-It-Alls. That's this channel right here. We have a lot of fun doing this on here because we can't be controlled about what we say or talk about. This is us. So be sure all those podcasts are coming at you from FFSN and the Know It Alls channel. You got your Pump Your Brakes. You got the Homies Steel Curtain Network, the new Washington Command Talk, Washington Commanders podcast, Pay Dirt, the Cleveland Cavaliers and NBA Central Showdown, B Dirt's Run Through the Jungle, Pay's Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan, and that's say Pay Dirt already. Pay Dirt again. And so if you scan the QR code, give us a like and a subscribe and rock with us, man. That's all. That's all. We appreciate everybody that always joins us for these different podcasts, be it on Steel Curtain Network, Running Through the Jungle, Frustrated Chicago, FFSN channel, everywhere we play. Thanks for rocking with us. So until Friday for me and Pay on the Homies together with Big G, hopefully. And for B Dirt check him out on the Run Through the Jungle. It's not like he's gonna do one show there this week tomorrow, right?
We probably won't see B Dirt again until 2025. We may not never see B Dirt. I mean, not but Big G. We never know.
Yeah, Big G's supposed to be about to be getting off work till like January 6th or something. Yeah. But all right, until then, y'all. Homies out. Peace.